infotainment.
Hello, my name is Mike, and today's show is brought to you by our Amazon page. Please remember to shop at MikeOmaraShow.com/Amazon. It's quite simply the best way to support this show. If you need it, Amazon has it, and you can get it at MikeOmaraShow.com/Amazon. Bookmark it, please.
Available on demand every day in iTunes and the Google Play Store, and around the world on MikeOmaraShow.com. What more can we do for you? It's the Mike O'Mara Show.
Would you have sex with a robot?
Oh. Is that what Bill Cosby wants to know?
I don't know. It's just an article that's been laying around here for a while. It says, if you answered yes, you're not alone. Forget raging against the machine. Some people would rather get nasty with it instead. A new survey has found that 1 in 5, now this is from the UK, this is from Great Britain, 1 in 5 United Kingdom dwellers would be willing to have sex with robots, marking something of a leap in the realm of digitized romance. So I saw this article and I thought of us because I really have no idea. We haven't talked about it. I don't know whether you guys would or you won't. I will tell you, the very first time I heard about this cyber love, I was fascinated. And then a long time ago, it might have been a movie or something like that. It might have been, what was that movie with Yul Brynner back in the day? Westworld?
Yeah, great film. Oscar's seen it a dozen times.
Didn't they have robots? Didn't they have robots that were like pleasure
Prostitutes,
robots?
right? Prostitutes at the iCasino.
I think so.
Yeah,
I remember the fembots.
Yeah, that's from Austin Powers. Yeah.
Well, that was kind of where they shoot the guns with their boobs.
They have real dolls now. We've talked about that, where there's actual dolls that are supposed to feel real.
But that's
and
but is that a robot?
They just lie there. They're not a robot.
Yeah.
So it's like having a wife.
So we've all had sex with a dead fish or two in our life.
Yeah,
this is true.
Yes.
But I'm talking about if you could have a cyber experience.
It would really be a great attraction at, say, Disney World, Hall of Prostitutes. And what you go in and
yo ho, a hooker's life for me.
And you could have someone that looks like, say, I don't know, Mae West, or maybe something more current for the younger kids.
Can you imagine though? What if it was just an elaborate wax museum? Here, before we continue this discussion,
I hate wax museums.
I am serious. I am saying I find it not unappealing. The idea, the concept. How about you, Rob?
I can't do it because one of my greatest fears, my 3 great fears in life, are owls, bats, and wax museums. And I can't do it. I can't do it. Now, I'm sort of drawn to wax museums. Like, I will look at the news coverage when they get a new figure at Madame Tussauds or something. But I just look at it and I go, ugh, I hate it. And it's based, I guess, in horror movies.
So basically, because you are creeped out by the concept, even if it was a perfectly replicated human person,
then it would be the worst possible thing.
Because it would be, you would know that it was a robot.
Right. Maybe if it was just a box. I don't want
the pocket, like the pocket.
Yeah, I don't want it to be, Mike. The pocket is fine, but what I don't want is something that tries to approximate a human being, because you know how that always ends up. It comes to life and it kills you. It always
so you're freaked
happens.
Out.
Yeah,
you've got a creepy clown vibe about that. What about you, Oscar? Would you consider it?
There's there's a movie out there. It's about and maybe if somebody can pull it up here in the room. It's
you want to use a different phrase?
Well, Steven Spielberg made it. It's about this little android little kid, and he ends up in this new world where all these people around him are androids, basically.
Okay.
iRobot?
No, it's not iRobot. iRobot's a great movie.
AI?
AI. Boom.
AI.
Nice
pull.
Very much. Great
Good
job.
job.
And AI, they had a robot in AI that was supposed to be a prostitute robot.
Right.
And it was the female one, not the male one. The female,
I remember that.
Yeah, the female one I definitely would do. I'm all in.
I'm all into. Mac the intern, what about you?
Say it again, Mac. I'm sorry.
No.
I really didn't think there was any need to go to him during this segment.
I would think with your whole Dungeons and Dragons kind of role-playing type thing, and certainly with your current situation with the ladies, you would maybe jump at that. Not at all? It doesn't appeal to you at all?
No.
Thanks for elaborating. Pony, what about you?
Hell yeah.
Okay, so Pony would
Okay,
do
what
it.
about if you're in? You haven't said you're all in. You haven't given me.
I
a
am all
hell-
in. I am
You
absolutely
are all
all
in. All right.
Oh, because
does
it
the
would-
robot know this?
The technology fascinates me. The technology
Okay.
absolutely
And
fascinates
there's
me.
no
about-
emotion.
What about Mike? You're in the
Don't need
middle.
that.
You're in the
No.
middle of the most involved moment with the robot, and an eye falls out.
Oh, see, now that's
No.
not no. What I'm thinking just seriously, where the technology would be so advanced that this would not be anything other than, even if it really didn't 100% approximate a human, if it was like a variation.
I don't even
on-
100% approximate a human.
If it was a variation on like a really elaborate love doll, like some of the things that exist, don't they have these like super heavy latex?
Yeah, it's the real dolls. The
now,
real
but they-
dolls. $10,000.
But there's no movement.
Not that I've looked
there.
into it.
No.
There's no movement there
What about
at all.
Mike?
You know.
What about there's always the danger of electrocution?
No.
Yes.
No, not at
yes,
all.
there is.
No,
There's
it's
always that
battery
danger.
operated.
It's
Yeah,
battery
just a little-
operated.
It might
Well,
catch
people,
fire.
people use electric toothbrushes all the time.
Yeah, they do, but not
Yes.
for that.
And they don't freak out about it. It's going
With
inside your
robots,
mouth.
You're not putting yourself inside the toothbrush.
Well, the toothbrush is going inside you.
Oh, okay. Well, I forgot
it
women
says-
could participate as
Yes.
well.
It says here over 2,000 people were quizzed on their attitudes towards androids with less than favorable results. 46% of participants said they felt the technology was progressing too quickly, while a third expressed fears that automatons posed a serious threat to humanity. That's Rob's theory right there. that
It
they're gonna
sounds
kill
like,
you.
Mike, that if you got one of these robots, you might progress too quickly.
With 46%, with 46% of those surveyed admitting that they'd either get under the covers with a sex bot or not judge those who choose to. Then let me ask you this: would you judge people that had relations, nice, juicy relations with a
Hot,
sex bot?
connubial, carnal relations.
Ooh, Mag Douglas, make me moist. Mag Douglas.
What
and that
if I
robot.
don't think I would judge unless they said this is like the best sex they've ever had. I'd like you to meet her, and she looks like Rosie from the Jetsons.
I've got a good question for Rob.
Yeah.
You walk in, right?
Right.
Gun to your head.
Okay.
And either of these lovely ladies could electrocute you and kill you for life, right?
Okay.
It's either Mae West.
Who he doesn't know who that is.
Where did Mae West come into the equation?
Because
Did you
it
bring
was-
up Mae
I
West? How
was
about
thinking of-
Marilyn Monroe?
Okay, better, and that's only 70 years ago.
Right.
So no, let's say Mae West.
Okay.
Or
How
Jennifer.
about Angelina Jolie?
No,
Very
well, I'm
nice.
getting there. He's got to
Okay.
choose between Mae West. Everything is equal, right?
Right.
Mae
Because
West,
you've got
I'm
the
sorry.
you've got the
Yeah, I know.
Gross.
You know what?
In-
you can't
in-
use Mae West.
in
Oscar.
her prime.
Okay.
In her prime.
So during the days
Still.
of the Old West.
Or Jennifer Love Hewitt.
Right.
They're both dolls. They're both androids. You got to choose. Realize that one of them has a history and the other one is just hot and then gained all that weight.
All right. I would. Well, Mae West put on weight as well. But then, really, who am I to judge? I would say the Jennifer Love Hewitt, and I would
just
say.
wonder if Mae West would button her fourth button on her shirt.
Oh, you think I went up one too many?
No, I'm talking about down one. Go down one.
Oh, one
two,
went undone.
three.
Oh, man. You're,
Boy, that is a high def camera, isn't it?
Oh, Jesus.
There we go. That's
But back
that's
to
a tell.
Oscar's question. Back to Oscar's question. Yeah, because no one can figure out if I'm fat. Oh my God, we
No.
finally got evidence.
No, you left in a hurry and you forgot that one button.
Oscar, I would go with Jennifer Love Hewitt, and I would say get the paddles ready.
Oh, my God.
All right, Rob would do a sex bot if it looked like JLH.
Yeah,
That's
and especially
fantastic.
over Mae West.
Oh yeah. So ultimate. How about this? We'll wrap this up.
Yeah.
Ultimate sex bot robot, because they, we're all thinking they recreate celebrities as far as from years past. Or would yours be number one? Of course, be JLH.
Yeah, right now I think it would be, and maybe JLH of maybe 2 years ago, like when she started the Client List TV movie. Yeah, either that or Florence Henderson.
Any choices for you, Oscar, as far as your sex bot design?
Jennifer Aniston or
Really?
Angelina Jolie.
Current Aniston.
No,
or like
Aniston,
Friends
like in
Aniston?
Friends.
Yeah.
When she was with Brad Pitt, she was the hottest.
Yeah,
That
it's a
was
good
it, that
choice.
was it.
Guys are so dull,
Yeah.
so obvious, so
What?
transparent.
Really, what would your choice be?
It's one answer, Rob. I think you probably know it.
What?
Willie Geist.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show. You can listen to The Mike O'Mara Show at www.mikeomarashow.com.
Stay tuned for an outstanding entertainment program.
It's The Mike O'Mara Show.
Let's get down to business.
From the entertainment capital of the world.
Freddie said to search the place from top to bottom. Wouldn't you know we'd be the ones to search the attic?
This is Casey Kasem inviting you to join me for American Top 40 immediately following the Trailblazer game on 1390 KSLM Salem. Hey, what the am I doing? Promos inside the game? Oh, The countdown will begin this Saturday morning at 9 and again Sunday morning at 9 right here on Maine's most listened to radio station, I'm not going to say all that shit. How do I know they're the most listened to station? The countdown will begin this Saturday morning at 9 and again Sunday morning at 9 right here on Radio Wait, WXLO, New York. The people. You're listening. What the is this?
As if you're talking as, remember like we did,
Here we go. The countdown will begin this Sunday afternoon at 12, right here on Center County's most popular radio station, WRSC, Radio 1390. The countdown will begin this Saturday afternoon at 2, and again Sunday afternoon at 2, right here on WDHP FM, your favorite music radio. Oh, it.
That was right. You're right.
Bullshit. Let's do it again. You're listening to American Top 40 on QT, WQTW Latrobe. It's getting set for Westmoreland County. What? The does that mean? All right.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show. Mike O'Mara, Rob Spiewak, Oscar Santana. And now, from his easy chair, here's Mike.
Live from the Cappy Pfeiffer Studios. This is the Mike O'Mara Show. We are broadcasting all over the planet. We are powered by Encore Insurance Services with over 23.5 million downloads. We're at MikeO'MaraShow.com, and we are heard over the air on the mighty 1630 KCJJ in the heart of the heartland. Go Hawks!
Do you know who listens to our show daily?
Who dat?
Brian Daly, our KCJJ listener of the day.
Yay!
Brian!
The Mike O'Mara Show is a daily radio show and podcast with the greatest listeners in the world. Why?
Why?
Because they get it. Today's show is brought to you by Encore Insurance Services. Our show is so indebted to Encore. Yes. They are terrific. They have brought you so many great events for the Mike O'Mara Show, and they can help you if you're out there shopping insurance, because it's hard to know which company offers the best value. Encore Insurance will help you out. Encore surveys the most highly rated companies in the insurance industry to compare premiums. They do all the work so you don't have to. Oscar has used them. He has a life insurance policy he got through Encore, and Encore really has helped us over the years with the Mike O'Mara Show by sponsoring some of our biggest events. Why don't you help them out too? Because if you do, you can save money. Give them a call toll free at 866-347-5748. They will give you a free life insurance quote. The worst thing you can say is no. It's all free, there's no obligation, and no salesman will visit you. If you prefer computers, go to smartterm.com, SMARTTERM.com. That's where you'll find the license disclaimer and quality customer service. Encore Insurance Services, LLC. Stop paying too much for life insurance. Protect your family the smart way at smartterm.com. And welcome to the show. Whoa, whoa. Well, we all established how we feel about robots.
Right.
And now, so many things in the world of pop culture to discuss on the show today. You get those days once in a while. But I will tell you the most compelling, and it's funny because before the show we usually chat a little bit. And I didn't really prioritize this discussion, but I also listened to the guys, and I was looking at it again and again and again. I went over it again and again and again. And that's the meltdown that what's her name, Solange Knowles, Beyonce's sister, had when she attacked Jay-Z in this elevator. And what was interesting when I watched, believe it or not, please don't blame me, I was watching the Deborah Norville show last night when I first saw it.
Hold it, that's a thing?
Yeah.
What station is it on?
It's one of those inside Hollywood access things.
Is she 70 now?
She's held up for
she's
rather
big in
well.
Florida.
Yeah, I'm sure
That's
she
the top
is.
market.
Very big down. It's the only one we get there.
They say, I remember her from the other show.
She comes on at 3:30 in the afternoon. That's it. But I watched it again and again, and, I I would say that Beyonce and Jay-Z have come across as the first couple of music, almost like royalty.
Yeah.
Where
great call.
their babies, the way they cover the birth of their children,
Yeah.
and the way they are treated in the front row at all the award shows. And then you throw in the fact that when she tours, it's balls to the wall sellouts. When he tours, it's balls to the wall sellouts.
Also,
he's still current.
You mentioned the business acumen. You're mentioning that right now, and I apologize for cutting you off, but you see what he's done with the Barclays Center, how he owns a part of the team, the way that he's diversified what was once just a musical career into an empire, really.
Mm-hmm.
And so because of that, you don't really look. It makes me think back. You go back to a guy like Jay-Z and the controversy. Like there is so much controversy around rap artists, and you think, Jay-Z has been at this for a long time, right?
Yes.
He's been at this
20 years?
very long time. He's part of
over 20.
the original rap wars, isn't he?
Yes, and
he was part of that.
And as a
right?
kid, again, to see a guy like this that was just about his music evolve into what was a clothing line at one point, then a record label, now really a business empire. I think what we got to see, and what you're going to get to in just a second, this footage that's on the Today Show, that's on TMZ, that's on every website, is you realize that irregardless of the type of dollars or success you have in life, that doesn't mean that everything's perfect. It just isn't.
Well, no, and also you go back, and I don't know the history of Jay-Z. I really don't know. I know that when
if you need to know anything,
guys,
Mike, you ask me. Because I love his music.
Well, now you know for sure that he could be not a fortune teller, but a psychic, where he just 10 years ago he said there was 99 problems, but
Well, now he's got 100.
Yeah. because
that young lady is one.
Because Solange was the one that he's realized.
Solange, Mike, that's an old French word. It means, hey, I'm going to kick you.
Now,
this is, there's a really, really cool article in the Daily Beast. That's just it. And the Daily Beast slings a lot of crap.
Sure.
But the fact is, I haven't even, jumped in yet. The mythologizing of Jay-Z, or why the world decided to stop worrying and love the rap god. You've no doubt witnessed the elevator smackdown scene around the world, but Solange Knowles' whooping of the rapper begs another question. Why does the world idolize Jay-Z? And that's an interesting question. I'm very curious about it. He obviously legitimized himself from a career standpoint when he married Beyonce because she was so mainstream.
But there is also the Oscar segment of our population. And Oscar, I'm going to paint with broad strokes.
Please.
People love aligning themselves with a winner, and this guy is a winner. Everything he touches, except his sister-in-law, turns to gold.
And he was a winner before Beyonce, to be fair, Mike.
Businessman.
He was a winner before that as
he was
an artist
a winner,
and
he
a
was a
businessman.
winner, but he wasn't a mainstream winner.
He was a mainstream winner beforehand. He was.
Well,
I can guarantee
musically
you that.
or
musically and a bit, and on the business world as well. He had Rockaware. He had all these irons in the fire where he was making a name for himself. What solidified the couple, the superstardom as a couple, was when he married Beyonce.
Well, when superstars, when A-listers marry,
you get to a different level.
Their fame doesn't combine; it multiplies off each other.
I think I should. I think we're all picking it up with Jay-Z's success.
Yes,
and I just, in the back of my mind, because I've been around a long time, I remembered stories about Jay-Z when he was first starting to get successful. But I didn't remember what they were because I think I'm like most of America, where you
started
forgot
out
this.
as a allegedly a drug dealer, and then he started
everyone's
rapping.
favorite
Thought he had a podcast.
No,
not at the beginning. That's not how he started.
That was a mixtape. You're confusing the two.
I am confusing.
Yes,
they evolved into each other. Yeah.
I love this article. Let me just read what it says here in this article. It says, now, America loves a good redemption story. Heck, we let an ex-booze hound half-wit run the country for 8 years. And Jay-Z's rags to riches tale would make Horatio Alger wet his trousers. A child born in the Marcy Houses, a sketchy housing project in Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn, raised along with his 3 siblings by a single mother after their father jumped ship with he had a gift of gab who he rises to become the world's preeminent rap mogul. I'm not a businessman. I'm a businessman, he rapped. That's from Jay-Z himself.
Yes.
But everyone's favorite homophone happy MC who rides the subway with adorable old ladies has a long, troubling history that's been all but erased from our collective memory. There are early tales, according to Jay-Z's memoir, decoded when he was 12. The Brooklyn rapper shot his older drug-addicted brother over a stolen ring. His brother thankfully survived and refused to press charges. So, you go back to he's been involved. It comes from a very tough background. But let's give Jay-Z the benefit of the doubt and chalk these adolescent indiscretions up to his near impossible surroundings. Valid. Jay-Z made waves when in 2012 he vowed to drop the word bitch from his rap vocabulary in the wake of the birth of his daughter, Blue Ivy. Anyway, it goes on and on about Jay-Z. But the bottom line is we love celebrity in this country.
Sure.
And when somebody is as big as Beyonce and Jay-Z, we're all talking about it. And I think as opposed to analyzing Jay-Z and what he might have said, maybe we can just look at the video itself.
The video itself, if you were analyzing Jay-Z, because he didn't hit the crazy woman back that was trying to beat him in the elevator.
Exactly. He truly attacked him, and he had his hands at his side.
Yes.
So he comes out, regardless of whatever he said.
Big win.
Yeah. It's a win so far in the video because there's no audio.
He grabbed her foot because it kept on kicking her. That's all he did.
The Rob Spiewak move.
Yes.
Always grab the foot, right, Rob?
And
that's how I met you.
What a lot of people aren't picking up on, and just to set the scene for those of you maybe driving your car, you're like, what the heck are these guys talking about? There was a big event in New York at the Met. There's security footage from above in an elevator at the Standard Hotel where you have Beyonce Knowles, Jay-Z, a bodyguard, and Solange Knowles all in the elevator. As soon as they walk in the elevator, the doors close. The little sister, Beyonce Knowles' little sister, starts attacking Jay-Z. And he's on one side of the elevator, and on the other side of the elevator, you see the bodyguard step in to try to restrain her. But this swift Batman-like move, not from Jay-Z, but from the hired gun.
The hired guy.
That's why you pay the price you do for these type of guys. These guys that know what's going on. The elevator is moving. The crazy girl is a whirling dervish, like the Tasmanian devil, on what would be a little box moving in the middle of a building. He turns her around, trying to restrain her, and he stops the elevator in the middle of its transit so it wouldn't open up and make it a public ordeal as he's restraining her. That was true. Like Jason Bourne to the max. How does he know how to do that when this lady's kicking and screaming and spitting and fighting?
And let's analyze the body language here. You see Jay-Z not doing anything. He's not fighting back at all, which would indicate, and also more interestingly for me when I saw that video, was the fact that Beyonce was doing nothing. She said she was neither defending him or restraining her, or joining in or restraining her sister. It's kind of strange.
Although,
really
you know what? You can't say she's doing nothing because there's no audio on the tape.
No,
she
but
could have been, could have been screaming. She could have been saying stop, stop, stop. But you know what? It's sometimes very wise to stay out of the flailing fists of a crazy woman.
Or maybe he realized, and again, we don't know enough about it. I think the key points are this, is that Beyonce didn't do anything. Maybe she didn't do anything because she realized.
You don't see her do anything
or her
on the
husband
video.
says, don't move, stay there. Because he may know that every one of these elevators has cameras. One, two, and he also, on the other hand, he doesn't do anything because I can't tell you what I would have done. I know.
I know what you would have done.
No, I'm just
her
saying.
Sunglasses would have been toast.
I can tell you exactly what I would have done. And what surprised me, and in a way, he's tough this way. I would have at least. I would have put my arms up to, defend my face. I would have.
Someone would have said that you were trying to strike her. If
that could have been
misconstrued.
But you know what, Mike?
That's a good point that Oscar brings. He seemed to know that he was on camera.
Yes.
Yeah, he's very
aware.
To be
aware
right?
of that.
And Mike, it's okay for you to defend your face, or as we like to call it, the moneymaker.
Hey, man, that's me, baby.
Yeah. So there's a lot of schools of thought. One. The fact that he didn't defend himself to the level where it could have been an aggression back at the young lady, that Beyonce Knowles didn't say anything or didn't seem to react to what was the outburst of her little sister,
right?
And that the bodyguard restrained her to the point that when they walked out of, because there's video actually after that fight when they're walking out. So when they're walking out, They go to two cars. They're initially all going to get into one car, and the bodyguard is walking with Solange.
Are you writing a paper on this, Oscar?
No, but this is my bread and butter. You asked me about this. This is how I break this down.
I know.
He's into this.
She walks out before everybody else, going to her car out of the hotel.
It's a great shot because you see all three of them, and then
after they just went through.
And the video shows Beyonce, ever the professional with the perfect smile,
Yes.
like, hey, everything's great.
Yeah.
And correct me if I'm wrong, he goes to a separate car.
He's about to get in the car with both of them, Beyonce and Solange, and then the bodyguard pivots him to another SUV.
Right.
Because he's like,
exactly.
look, I know you want to get in this car, but this is not a good idea.
Yeah.
You're going to go get into this other car.
Just going back over the Jay-Z, because obviously something was said. It was very strange. But in 1999, following a listening party for his album Volume 3, Life and Times of S. Carter, Jay-Z and his crew head to the Kit Kat Club on West 43rd in Manhattan, where, according to the New York Daily News, the rapper made a beeline through the crowd and stabbed Lance Rivera. Words were exchanged with and I hope, whenever I'm doing this, Oscar's going to jump and say, it's Yoon, Mike. It's Yoon.
No, you don't sound too uncool.
And Yoon.
Uncool.
Yeah, so he stabbed a guy. Words were exchanged. An independent record producer told the Daily News. Then the thing just broke loose. A member of Jay-Z's posse allegedly hit Lance over the head with a bottle. So 2 years later, he pleaded guilty, Jay-Z did, to the stabbing in a New York criminal courtroom. And let me see, in 2000, 1 year after the stabbing incident, Jay-Z appeared in a concert film, and this is the last one I'll give on it, entitled Backstage, a behind-the-scenes look at the rapper's 1999 Hard Knocks tour with DMX, Method Man, Redman, and Ja Rule.
Hold on, let me just help you out
Redman.
It's Redman.
Redman and
DMX.
DMX, I had that right.
I heard
Method Man.
Method Man works.
I think,
Ja Rule.
I think Redman might be his attorney.
I
I think his name is Seymour Redman.
A clip from the film shows Jay-Z flanked by his entourage walking down a corridor when a petite woman wielding a camera confronts him. When she does, Jay-Z appears to get upset before being shown slapping and shoving the woman in the face.
Aww.
Chill. Come on, just chill. A woman's voice can be heard yelling in the background. So,
interesting.
Let me see.
Well, he's obviously got a temper.
Yeah,
and it can come to the surface.
Maybe he's gone to anger management classes.
And if so, they should really put him on the poster. Because if he stabbed a guy at his own party, and then a woman can kick him, and he keeps his hands on his side, progress has been made.
All right, yes, go ahead.
Let me ask you, the dollars are involved in a video like this. How much do you think TMZ paid for a video like this? Because this came from, it was security foot. It was an iPhone video, a smartphone video of the security footage of the big panel. Like you would walk into a back room of a hotel, so they have all the cameras. Someone is replaying it and taking video of that screen. How much do you think TMZ paid for it?
I have a guess. $12,500.
No.
I don't know. I have no idea what they would pay for something like that, but it was
Rumors are up to $1 million.
Really?
Yes.
$1 million, but they're going to be, I heard that the hotel is going to prosecute, and it should be, I would assume, pretty easy for the hotel after their investigation to find out who did this because, apparently these hotels are all about keeping their celebrity guests secure and, not let that thing kind of get out there. So when we come back, we'll wrap this thing up. Okay. We'll wrap it up by each one of us will have to say what we believe Jay-Z said to Solange to cause the outbreak. We'll do that when we come back on the Mike O'Mara Show. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. This segment of the program is brought to you by a wonderful new website that we want you to check out. It's called safebackgroundchecks.com. And I spent last week probably 2.5 to 3 hours on safebackgroundchecks.com. They allow safe, secure, anonymous people searching and background checks, and no one will ever know that you are searching them. It's totally safe and secure. In this online world, when we are, going out on dates and we're meeting people and we want to know what they're all about, this is a pretty decent thing to do if you want to check somebody out to keep yourself safe. That's why they call it safebackgroundchecks.com. They also call it safe because there are no upsells at safebackgroundchecks.com. Each report includes all data available, home addresses, email addresses, phone numbers, a full national criminal record search that includes the sex offender registry, and more. Some sites will also sell criminal record reports for $50 each. They don't do that. At safebackgroundchecks.com, you get unlimited searches for one low price, plus only for our listeners, use the code TMOS and get a 7-day free trial and either choose 50% off the monthly subscription or get the annual subscription for only $95 and you save a whopping 60%. Search as many people as you want, verify your next roommate, scope out an online date, reconnect with an old friend, update your address book, use the reverse phone search to figure out the source of those mystery calls you don't know about. You can do that as well. And, of course, you can check yourself out to see what's on your public record. SafeBackgroundChecks.com makes it easy. Remember to click the microphone at the top right corner and use the code TMOS. Visit SafeBackgroundChecks.com and be certain in an uncertain world. Absolutely fabulous website.
Very cool.
The great thing about it, I love the unlimited searches because you can do it for everybody, and it takes you so little time to get the information that could help you out. So check them out at safebackgroundchecks.com. All right, so what do we believe was said to set Solange off on the elevator? Because, I mean, she went... Yeah, here's the thing. When you see that kind of video, you have no idea what's at play. You have no idea the condition that Solange was in and how, whether she may be have been drinking all night long. You don't know what the deal is. It's tough.
There's a lot of theories going around out there. I know one person said that he asked her, would you ever have sex with a robot? That was...
and she went nuts.
She didn't like it. There's another theory that says that he said, stop putting pictures of you and black people on the internet. She didn't like that either.
Okay, stop it. You haven't. First of all, no one will ever probably know what he
Well,
said.
it's worth noting,
unless she comes out and and you know that they're going to go radio silence on her.
Well, it's worth noting that there was an alleged tweet that had gone out from her. It wasn't from her, but as of late, even on her Instagram page, she's removed all pictures of her and Beyonce, except for one. Like, basically,
really.
So there may be a rift between the sisters, and.
Right.
If she's blaming her sister or saying that her sister did something wrong, maybe whatever that case may be, I believe this had to be brewing from something. Maybe, how about this? You're out with your friends, and I say I'm out with Shannon, and her sister's out, and we're at a formal affair, right? And
this is a
just
great
laughing
story.
at that situation.
Yes,
I really wish you'd worn the blue dress.
And her younger sister.
No more hors d'oeuvres for you, dear.
Is out of control. I would be like, look, you gotta get your sister in check. It was embarrassing. Like,
yeah.
And then if she hears me say that, then she's like, I'm embarrassing, and she goes all Tasmanian devil on me.
You know what?
Then I'm probably gonna defend myself because I won't have a bodyguard there. To help
But your
me.
theory, if you go back,
But I wouldn't strike a woman. I'd shake the ass out of them.
That's still not.
Stop acting crazy.
If you go back to the base of your theory that there is somehow a rift between Solange and Beyonce,
yes,
that actually kind of works out, Mike, because that would explain
Very
why.
condescending of you, Rob.
What?
Solange and Beyonce.
Beyonce. French, I think.
Bonjour.
Shut the door.
Maybe he said you should have worn deodorant. Who knows what happened? You know what I mean?
But do you think that if there is something that is bad blood between the sisters, that would explain why Beyonce did not get involved?
Yes.
And what Solange,
she's upset at her sister.
Right. She doesn't want any part of
No.
it. And that would be enough to make Solange bust out and say, well, you're on her side. Of course you are. You married her, but, blah, 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 blah. There's a lot of theory here, but that would explain why Beyonce did not get involved.
Or they said, look, you're not as talented as Beyonce.
Well, nobody is.
Let's
present company excluded.
Yeah, let's pretend that this music career didn't work out for you because it didn't.
Was she in a group ever?
She has her own solo career.
But here's
out.
the weird
Maybe
thing.
he dropped her from her label.
Oh, could
was like,
be.
look, you're killing us here. We're losing money left and right.
But here's the weird thing. If that theory about being mad at the sister, didn't they get into the same limo together after the event?
The sister and
the sisters
Solange
got into the limo,
Look,
and Jay-Z they spirited him off
Blood
the
is
limo.
thicker than water.
But also think about this: if you have a guy, and again, we've all met people from all walks of life.
Yes, we have.
And if you know a man is capable of hypothetically stabbing somebody,
Stab your sister.
hypothetically shooting somebody, hypothetically dealing drugs, that's not the guy you attack in an elevator.
Kick your sister, Gla.
You just don't. You just don't. because he made me.
Oh, blue traitor!
He made me a
Rob
big
and I
meanie.
have completely left this discussion and now
Clearly.
doing the Beatles Blue Meanie. It's ridiculous. I don't know. There is something about there's something that about the way that guy acts. Is he?
Oh, I love it.
But very cool, very
seems
calm
like
and effective.
He's very, very above it all, almost like royalty. You know, he doesn't talk a lot. He's nervous when I've seen him give speeches where he's very, very nervous about like accepting awards and stuff. But then he gets up on stage and he's an incredible performer.
When
he really is.
He played the HF Festival 12, 13 years ago, right? Mm-hmm. And I remember them coming. Well, it was really him coming in. He came in with
Did
two
you get
other-
a chance to meet him?
Yeah, I got a chance to meet him, but it was a 2-second meet and greet where you just say hello. He's a quiet guy, tall guy, comes in, does his thing, right? Every other artist that was at the HF Festival had like a rider. They had everything. Eminem was there the year before. He had security everywhere. This guy comes in. Yes, he comes in like every top artist. They have they pay for security escort.
Right.
The police bring him in. He is, I kid you not, as far as bands are concerned, some bands come in and they've got alcohol, they're hanging out, they've got food, they've got catering, and they're back when they're backstage. This guy had what was RFK Stadium.
Right.
He had one of the offices. It was completely just looked like an office.
Barren, yeah.
Barren was signing some of the what I imagine pre-contracted posters that they had for the HF Festival.
Mm-hmm.
Was done with that. Picked up the microphone. Walked on stage, and I remember because you could stand on the side of the stage if you were an employee and part of the production group. I sat there and watched him and by murder, kill a show for 40 minutes. 40 minutes on stage. There's 70,000 people screaming,
so he made
going
an
crazy.
impression on you.
Yes. Walked off, gave the mic to the mic tech, walked out to his car, left. I mean, that's what I'm talking about. The man
With no
is
entourage?
No entourage.
Well, what year was that? Because
That was
in
12 years
1999,
ago.
I'm looking at a video of this guy
2002-ish.
with like 50
Yeah.
people around him.
It was, again, that's how he arrived. Maybe they were all at the hotel or they were going to an after party, but the fact that he arrived.
Would that have been
did that.
before? Would that have been after 1999?
Yeah, that would be. No, if we were doing the HF Festival, it would have been. It was after 1999. It was 2000.
All right, so maybe
2001.
after
2001. Maybe
2001,
Maybe after he got in trouble a
2001,
couple of
2002.
times because he had an entourage
Yes.
and he slapped a woman, maybe he, he flew straight and narrow.
I just hadn't seen somebody that was outside of like a really great band like the Foo Fighters come out and just
Right.
do their work and
But are
then
you
walk
saying
right
he
off.
left from the office and walked to the stage?
That's it.
That's insanity.
Right?
Yeah.
Walked to the stage with a mic, and yes, there was one bodyguard there with him, but got on stage and just killed it and walked right off and got in a
You've
car.
really
and
got
left.
to find another verb.
Why?
Because what we're talking about, you don't want to murder
He
things.
killed it.
You don't want to kill it. How about he went out and gave an excellent show?
But oh my, that's. Give me another verb than an excellent show.
Okay.
Because that's a phrase. Not the phrase that pays,
He
by the
excelled.
way.
He excelled.
No, he
You
just.
see,
Let
Mike
me
was
ask you
talking
this.
about
He performed.
stabbing
He
and bottle
performed.
breaking. Yeah, he did.
He performed.
That's a pretty nasty situation to have with any family member. That's pretty good. Now,
Have you ever fought with Carla's mom? Be honest.
No, but I fought with my. I didn't even fight with him.
Oh, I remember what you did. You pulled
I
a
raved out
Solange.
against my.
Yeah, you pulled
my,
a Solange. I remember
now,
that.
hold on, I didn't pull a Solange. It was verbal, but I said it. To my
kicking.
brother-in-law, I said something that I still regret.
Yes, I remember.
By
Poor
saying
Paul.
mean words to Paul, and I'll always regret that.
Did
and
Kathy
I was,
come out and say anything? No, she stood there and was probably like, "That's my crazy brother."
No, she wasn't with him. She was
okay.
she was in another part of the hotel. So he was just getting onto an elevator. And
What
I
is
was
it about
leaving,
elevators?
And I said, "Hey, Paul, F you." But I was so embarrassed when I woke up. I took an early flight.
But what about
Left
the
my family behind.
Don't you think there's a possibility, if everyone is theorizing that it's one thing that he said that set her off, couldn't she have been brewing on something outside the elevator and then
It might
waited
have
to get
been.
on the elevator to flip out? Because she's probably got a certain amount of self-control too, just by being around Beyonce.
And the pressure that comes with something like that. I guess I remember sitting at a dining room table at one point, and I've never talked about this
Is it
before.
Mike's old table?
No.
So
That
this
one.
got a lot of chips on it. He really buys cheap stuff. That he spent like thousands of dollars on and gave to Oscar like for $400.
So Oscar's sitting at a table getting splinters.
Hey, don't sit in that chair. It's got a bad leg.
Yeah, it's gonna
sit in
collapse.
Sit in another chair.
gonna
That one's there.
collapse.
That's for just there for show. No, I would.
Oscar, stop talking about my furniture.
I remember sitting there.
Oh, he's gonna kick.
And my family probably hates me because I talk about everything.
That's not the reason they hate you.
My ex girlfriend, not my current girlfriend, my ex girlfriend, disrespected my brother's wife. My brother's fiance at the time, now his wife. Right?
Okay. How did she do it? Can you please give us some more detail? Please, could you possibly, in general terms, could you just? I mean, because in this culture of celebrity, when we want all the details, could you just?
So the fiance, who's an anesthesiologist at a Harvard's there, right? My brother is an anesthesiologist at a Harvard's there. I'm the DJ, and the girl that I used to date was a bikini model for all intents and purposes, right?
Yeah,
that's all.
exactly,
That's what that's what it was.
But on the
right?
bright side, her career legitimized yours.
Yeah, clearly.
Her career legitimized Oscars. Yeah.
So
you're really doing well, trading up on that one.
They said. And I sat there, and I remember my brother. He's a kind person, but he will tell you there's no filter on him, right?
Okay. All
so
right.
she is talking.
Is this the brother that came to pick up the dining room table?
Yes.
Jose.
Yeah. So she
Jose's
said,
a very straight shooter.
Yeah.
I thought it was Diego.
That's
so his wife is talking about having kids, right? And at this point, my girlfriend at the time wanted to get married and have kids and trap me and all that stuff. And that goes with a bad relationship. And they were talking about having kids. And
right.
She says, well, she looks at my soon-to-be sister-in-law.
Hold it. We have to stop because we do have to take a break.
Oh, no.
Okay.
When we come back, I want to finish this. Here he goes again. The gift that keeps on giving. Boy, that ex-girlfriend is just like Elvis. We'll take a break. Come back with more on the Mike O'Mara Show. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show, brought to you by Card Counter. We love Card Counter.
Yes.
It's Card Counter 4.0. It is the fastest way to learn blackjack card counting. Maybe you saw the movie 21, read the book Bringing Down the House. Card Counter is a far, far better app than you will ever find on the internet and your phone. Card Counter is a fun game based on real blackjack card counting techniques. Plus, at no extra cost, you'll receive the amazing voiceover work of Oscar Santana when he asks the burning question.
What's the count?
And not just that, Mike. He makes you feel like you belong there.
Welcome to Card Counter.
Dripping with sincerity.
Yeah, it makes it fun.
Card Counter 4.0 will teach you the same counting system used by MIT students. Remember that movie where they made millions? Now they got caught in the end. So, you don't want to go too crazy. Yeah, but they kept the money. They kept the money. That's right.
Yeah, boy.
Card Counter 4.0 available right now for free on all iOS and Android devices. Just download Card Counter by Tmos and quickly learn everything you need to know. Whether you're on a plane to Vegas, going to AC, anywhere where you're going to gamble. Card Counter makes it easy, and if you love TMOS, please leave a 5-star review. Please do that for us. Thank you in advance. Again, that's Card Counter free. Another big win from TMSoft. I have to ask about this copy. Is it Card Counter 4.0 or Card Counter free?
It's Card Counter free is what you would search for, and they just came out with a new Jay-Z edition, just updated. It says,
good.
"Stop kicking me."
I'm sorry I said that.
We had to stop Mr. Santana when he was recounting a lovely tale of his ex and the fact that they were at a kitchen table or a dining room table. And somehow the ex insulted the one of Oscar's in-laws, or was it your sister?
It was my sister. It was my sister. Going to be my sister-in-law.
Okay, so it was Jose's bride to be.
Yes.
And please pick up on how she did that.
All right. So if you just got in your car and you're in Iowa, we've got anesthesiologist, DJ. Bikini model, right?
Parents anywhere?
No,
I don't mind him. I don't mind him rehashing that part again.
You love a good reset. You always have.
Anesthesiologist, DJ, bikini model.
So my brother's soon-to-be wife starts talking about having kids, and she's getting excited. She said, our plan is to have a kid, hopefully get pregnant next year, depending. But everybody has these plans, and they sometimes work the way you want to, or sometimes you decide to wait, whatever it is. These were the plans when I was together with my ex-girlfriend. And at that point, my ex-girlfriend was trying to, browbeat me into marriage and have a child and trap me and et cetera, as I mentioned before. And when she started hearing this, and when you are in a relationship, it kind of tells, or when, much like in small villages in the Philippines, when an earthquake is going to come or the volcano's about to hit.
Certain
right?
animals are more aware of it. They can sense it coming.
So I see what is my ex-girlfriend's temper rising a little bit as this young lady who we just met is going to marry my brother is regaling on how they can't wait to have children and be happy and live happy lives.
At this very moment, Mike, Oscar looks at a glass of water on the table, and it starts vibrating like in Jurassic Park.
Exactly.
Because something's coming.
Yes.
So it couldn't be sweeter.
Couldn't be sweeter. What a great moment.
Jose's future wife, your future sister-in-law. Yeah. It couldn't be a sweeter little spiel. She's giving very sweet. Actually, probably, doing so to be nice around the family table.
At the same moment, my brother says, and I'm happy we're talking about this because I want to ask you formally now if you would be my best man. So he
asks you?
He asks me. There at the moment. What a wonderful moment, right?
Yeah,
but
terrific.
The Velociraptor's footsteps, I mean, they're getting closer and they're getting louder.
All right, let me stop you right there. So, and you're saying this because even as he is asking you to be his best man, are you sensing the tension based on the fact that you have not done the same thing for the ex?
Yes, I'm sensing the tension, but I'm also, what I'm hoping for is that we can get out of this, we can pivot cleanly into another room where then she could freak out, right?
Okay, but she's going to freak out.
Yeah.
Just because marriage is being brought up.
Yes,
okay.
So he's asking me to be his best man. This is a moment that, should be sweet and kind. You always remember the rest of your life. Now, again, the chess pieces. Anesthesiologist, DJ, bikini model.
Right.
So,
these Tetris blocks are not going to stack.
Yeah, and much like in Compulsive, the time is running out.
I equate it. I'm on the banks of Florida, and there are these young boys that were down the road a piece on the pond fishing, and I caught a big bass the other day.
Yeah.
And I took the big bass out of the water, and I'm showing it to my mother-in-law and my wife, who's holding my young son.
Yes.
And I'm kind of bragging, and I look over to the right, and I see these young guys, and I realize suddenly I shouldn't have made that big a deal of it because they want to catch a fish too. So let me just quietly put the fish back in the water. It's not a good feeling, and
I get that. So, but I'm enjoying this, and then out of the blue, what was basically a verbal right hook.
Yes.
My ex-girlfriend, and I'm sweating talking about this, leans in to my brother's bride-to-be. You can't have children before we have children. We've been together longer. How dare you talk about this now? Like, makes it all about her. And
let me stop. Trying it all to be funny?
No. Yelling at her. Just met her.
Was there a little hoochie going on?
Might have been a little bit, but it didn't matter. Wasn't called for.
No, he's right. That is not called for.
Wasn't called for.
And there's no rule there, really.
Yes.
He's an older brother, right?
Yes.
So really, not only is her logic uncalled for, there is no rule and there is no logic.
No. So, but she leans in, and then you see what an educated woman does. At this point, she says, well, I'm going to excuse myself now. And she looks at me, and she looks at my brother, she goes, I'm going to go to the living room. It was nice meeting you. We had just met maybe 10 minutes beforehand. And she gets up. She tucks the chair like an educated woman right back under the kitchen table. Puts it right where
she doesn't kick it over and spit on the floor like all the uneducated
She grabs
women do.
her water and decides to walk out of the room. And this is where my brother pulls like the Illuminati. He said,
what did he say? What did he say to the lady? What did he say to your good lady?
He said, oh, my God, if I can recall this. Okay. He said something to the effect of, he says her name. He says, he goes, the only reason that you're at this table is because my brother's in love with you. Some of us in this family have never understood why, but we respect the fact that he cares for you. So we in turn are trying to care for you.
Oh.
Oh my God. And then,
that is a... Some folks would say, Mike, with that kind of an uppercut, you don't even need a finisher. But something tells me there's more.
Now, let me say this.
Yes.
When she said this, she said it angrily to your brother-in-law's, to your brother's wife.
Yes.
He
Soon
said
to be
it.
wife.
She said it angrily enough to get that response from Jose.
Yes.
And oh my God! So this scene is getting more and more.
Oh, but
dramatic.
he's speaking at a just room like he's not yelling at
He's
her.
Mike. He's an anesthesiologist. He's a man who is calm and controlled.
But so let me get this right to recap, because I'm just feeling like there must have been a lot that you left out in tone, because this woman has gotten so upset that she has left the dining room table,
Yes.
and then Jose is reacting controlled,
Yes,
but
not yelling.
furious,
Yes,
but
he's
furious that she said that right after this
Yes.
special moment where he asked you to be best man.
Yes. So, but her tone was the tone that you'd be yelling at. Basically, her tone was the tone that you'd be yelling at someone that just cut you off on the road. Like, that's what was her tone.
You're not allowed to do that until we get married.
Yes.
And it's also, the thing that troubles me about it is the escalation. There was no escalation. It happened so suddenly. She
when
really must
Jose's-
have felt like a slap.
Yes.
When Jose said that, how was it received?
So there's quiet. She looks at me. I look at her. But I was basically Beyonce in that equation, where I was like, well, he's right.
So you really have. I'm glad
like-
you shared this story, because you're really having that kind of moment. There's
Yes.
this family tension.
Yeah, you're
that's
like,
going
well,
on
he's
right
right. And then he moves along. He said, he goes, look, I don't think anything's going to change in the way that my brother feels about you. So we're going to. It looks like we are going to be family, but you will know this, that you will never disrespect myself, my fiance, soon to be wife, or my family in this way or matter ever again.
Except his brother probably said disrespect me, because that would have been grammatically correct instead of myself.
You know what I mean.
I'm
Well,
just guessing.
He's the DJ.
Yeah.
So I mean, on the pecking
Yeah.
order, he's the one that didn't pay attention in school.
Yeah.
And then the bikini model said, "What's he mean?"
No.
Where are you at?
No. Then,
Where are you at?
Then, like any other chick that gets pulled over for speeding, she starts crying and goes out on the back deck.
Good. Where she belongs.
And you know
Well,
what
you obviously.
and you know what I
picked
did?
Well, you went back to the bar.
No.
You got into a different SUV.
No.
What?
What I did is, you know what? I actually did do that. I went into their bar section and made myself a drink, is what I did.
Have
And I
another
said,
cocktail.
this is the life I've chosen. What
That's
have
what
I
I
done
would
to
have done.
myself?
Yeah.
So this was. Correct me if I'm wrong. This is a huge deal in your life. Right?
Oh, yeah.
This was a very, very serious moment.
Yes.
In your relationship with
Yes.
that person, and you obviously made it pretty clear as to whose side you were on with.
Clearly, because I didn't defend her.
Can I ask this?
Yeah.
Was this pre or post laptop destruction?
Oh, it has to be pre.
Oh, this is pre. This is pre. If
Pre.
I'm not
How
mistaken.
long?
But pretty,
How long pre?
but I
A
seem to
good
remember
6 months.
Okay, not a good 6 months, but certainly
Yeah, I
6
remember.
months.
Yeah.
So this has happened.
Oh,
This
again,
happened in-
you know, my unhappiness is everyone else's joy. So I will say that it was an unhealthy relationship,
Right.
and I'm blessed to be in a healthy one now. That being said,
I can't relate because I've never been in one. Never been in one in my life.
that
It's
to
a-
this day, my brother and I have never spoken about that incident again.
I think you should give him a call
Yes.
tonight.
No.
Hey,
Maybe
remember?
I'll,
Do you remember when you asked me to be your best man?
Rob, you have a huge family.
I do.
And I know that you would. I just know based on the person you are, you would never be in that kind of a situation yourself. But did you ever witness? Every family's got that one person.
Let me add
that
this.
says the inappropriate.
Just
thing.
quickly while he's thinking about that.
Yeah.
My
Yes.
sister did go out on the deck with her to make sure everything was fine because she is
Because she's classy.
No, she's not classy. It's the fact
Now
that
wait, this is not the sister-in-law. This is the sister.
Oh, this is my sister.
Oh, okay.
This
I
is
was
the
drunk.
My
sister
sister.
going out because she
She's
felt
the
like,
oldest.
as I do, that young lady was too picked on by the by all the men about town, by all those Dos Equis spokespeople. She was picked on too much.
She was the oldest, so and we were in her home. She went out there and tried to console her. Though I will say that the consoling after the fact that my sister said she had with her, she said, I can't believe I'm going to say this. She said that she felt like she was talking to somebody that didn't understand a word she was saying, and she was completely sober. She was basically explaining why my brother was upset, why it was inappropriate, what she had done. This is maybe a matter you bring up in private. And she kept pivoting back to, but he doesn't want to get married.
She was hearing exactly.
Not able to get out of that.
She was even making that about her. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Well, it's what a tragedy.
No, all the best to her
American
now.
tragedy.
Thinking back, and this is you'll hate the fact that there are not many examples I can offer, but the one that I do offer is me being a dick.
Oh,
you were a dick?
No.
Yeah, I was.
What happened?
Were you drinking?
No, I wasn't at this particular time, but I mean, ongoing, yeah, but I was sober at this moment. It was when very close to the end of Big Daddy's life.
Mm-hmm.
And as you know, we spent about 10 years living in his house. And when we moved in with him, it was because when a man is in his late 70s, he shouldn't be alone.
Yeah,
but
you take care of him.
But he was functioning, he was driving, and we were roommates, to use your phrase.
And I can jump in here by saying Rob was, right at the end, especially after his Big Daddy, his grandfather, passed away. I remember that was a tense time for you. You were very uptight during
It was
time.
that, and also Robert had recently been diagnosed with the leukemia. And
That's a lot to handle.
We were trying to handle all that, and the family, and Big Daddy has 8 kids, and I love them all. We've got a tremendous extended family. But
can I just stop you right there?
Yeah.
Yes, Big Daddy has 8 kids.
Yeah.
And you said and I'm getting that right?
Yes.
You said you love them all. Really?
He has. Well, let me rephrase.
You don't love them all.
He has 8 kids, and we're all very fond of each other. How's that? Better? Okay.
Yeah, sure.
And because of me being the oldest grandchild, I'm sort of like the 9th kid.
Yeah.
But as the end.
Oh my God! You guys were the Duggars before the Duggars were around.
Essentially, yeah. And as
absolutely same religious beliefs also.
Side hugs, Mike. A lot of side hugs.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Towards the end, the family tended to descend on the house because the house was the center of the family.
Yeah.
That's where they all grew up.
Rob described it back in the day as the vultures circling, picking the meat off the bones.
There was a certain, and it turned out that wasn't what was going on, but in my eyes, it was. And
that's very introspective.
The green sticker means that goes to cousin Robbie.
Oh, we actually the way I'll explain it to you someday how we did divide up Big Daddy's estate. It's very funny. But this is before that.
Okay.
And they were all sort of there in the living room. And, I don't begrudge them going to the house where they grew up to sort of plan the future of the family. But no one seemed to respect at that time that was also where Carrie and I lived. That was our house. That's where we had our kids. That was our home. And they were there. And there was one day that there was just a gaggle of people in the living room, and I refused to go in the room. I stayed out in my office, and they even were asking me questions, and I wasn't even going out. I was yelling to them rudely. It's like, I don't care. Why don't you figure it out? You're here. Figure it out. I'm not interested. And
because in your mind, they had reduced this man's life, and it was kind of you thought it was disrespectful.
I did, and you know what? I have to say, in retrospect, it wasn't, but that's how I was feeling at that time.
Had to be done, probably.
Yeah, and you know what? I still feel like a dick that I did it, and I'm pleased that in the family, I'm still the dick. Because I was the one that was the jerk that time. But
do they still hold grudges about that?
No, they don't anymore. But I think it was.
Nobody remembers that.
There were hard feelings at the time, and I feel bad about that.
What were you doing?
What I think really any family. Just interrupt for a second here, Oscar. Any family that has a patriarch or a matriarch pass away and leaving something behind, like not necessarily just money for people, but lots of possessions where there might be things of value. I think if it's a large family, they ought to stand outside the front door of the house, like let's say 8 a.m. on a Saturday morning. Right. You gather everybody over there and say, okay, we've got cousin Ruthie's here, Sally's here, Jimmy's here, Tommy's here, his brother's here, all the kids here, raise your hand. All the sons and daughters. Yeah, you're all here. Okay, we know that Aunt Bertha inside has a treasure trove of antiques and valuables. So what I want to say is on the count of 3, we're all going to be able to, I really wish everybody luck. I know, Cynthia, I know you really had your eyes on those knickknacks inside the curio, so good luck. I know where you'll be running first. All right, 3, 2, 1, go!
Yeah, exactly.
Just everybody descends
like
in
they're
there
picking the rooms in the real world houses.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
like supermarket sweep.
Yes.
Actually, what we did, we organized it after Big Daddy passed, and I think he would have very much approved it. We did it like an NFL draft. Everybody here was the angle is that not only did everything have to go, you had to make a pick. And there was a few items that people wanted, but mostly people didn't want to be responsible for getting 60 years of crap out of a house. So what happened is after about 2 rounds, people just started drafting small things because that way they could take it. And at the end, people were like, so I've got to take the coffee table? He said, that's the only thing that's left. You have to take the coffee table. So it was actually strategy going on, and Big Daddy, who loved games and organizing things like that, I think it was a great fitting tribute that we numbered every item in the house, and no one could leave until everything was drafted.
What was the best thing you got?
The best thing I got is honest, and this was one that I conspired, I'll be honest, but Big Daddy was a fan of conspiracy too. He would have appreciated this. Conspired with my mother to get the dining room table and chairs because that was the center of so much family stuff.
Yes.
I wanted to have that.
Cool.
Also, it's where we always played cards. That's where we sort of hung out. I wanted to have the dining room table and chairs. So that was the one thing I really wanted to have.
You'll be forgiven,
and
Rob.
Mike, and all of the money. All of the money.
We will take a break, come back with news you may not need. I didn't get to the part about the fact that, I'm down in South Florida and my hip is going.
What?
So anyway, yes, I'll have a report on that tomorrow. Great news, as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, I'm old.
Mike,
right.
you're hip to be square.
Thank you. We'll take a break, come back with more on the Mike O'Mara Show. Everybody.
If I don't get this message home, once again I'm gonna head alone.
Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. This segment of the program brought to you by Stamps.com. You know the good old days weren't all that great.
Huh?
We were just talking about them. Back then, you were stuck with a black and white TV, phones with wires. And the only way to avoid the post office was to lease a postage meter. I say boo to that.
I say boo!
Technology has changed dramatically since then, but those stupid postage meters haven't. Luckily, there's Stamps.com. With Stamps.com, I'm reading this like Jack Webb.
I like it.
With Stamps.com, you can do more than you ever did with a postage meter for so much less. Buy and print official U.S. postage for any letter or package from your own computer with no extra hardware to buy or lease, ever. No long-term commitments, and you'll save up to 80% versus a meter. Plus, Stamps.com lets you track packages, track spending, and more. You know how you overspend. You're an overspender. That's what you do. You spend. You overspend. Don't overspend. We use Stamps.com, and we love it. It keeps our Florida to D.C. pipeline open while saving time and money. Act now for a 30-day free no-risk trial and $110 bonus offer, including a free digital scale and up to $55 in free postage. Great offer.
Yes.
Just go to Stamps.com and click on the microphone and use our code TMOS. Don't wait. Go to Stamps.com, and before you do anything else, click on the microphone at the top of the homepage and type TMOS. Remember, Stamps.com and TMOS. You will never have to go to the post office again.
From around the globe, across the nation, and looking through your neighbor's window, the Mike O'Mara Show now presents News You May Not Need. A comprehensive look at the stories you may or may not be talking about during your daily activity. And now, News You May Not Need.
The ABC News headquarters in New York City has been named in honor of Baba Wawa.
You know, she's still pretty hot.
Thanks, Rob. Thanks for taking that wonderful honor and diminishing her to a sex object in 1 second. Barbara Walters is getting a building named after. She's retiring after that wonderful storied television reporting career that has spanned 5 decades. She is now 84. She was honored on Monday in a ceremony dedicating the Barbara Walters Building in Manhattan. I'd say if you were somebody lifelong resident of Manhattan, you've worked in the news industry, that's a pretty significant honor.
Pretty
that would be
cool.
special.
That's pretty cool until you see the fact that they named 6th Avenue Cousin Brucey Way. And you realize that everybody gets something up there.
Is that? Please tell me that's true.
That's true. And do you know
that's true? You just diminished it. Oh my God,
Mike, 54. I think it's 53rd or 54th is Senor Wences Way. Because of his
Really?
appearances on the Ed Sullivan Show. I mean, she's a wonderful broadcasting journalist, but
Right.
that is something that is sometimes just maybe $1 short, I think.
Wow, that's sad. Thank you, though. The widow of the man who was driving a Porsche sports car, Porsche, I should say,
Yes.
that crashed and killed actor Paul Walker, sued the auto manufacturer on Monday, claiming design flaws caused both men to die in a fiery crash in November. This is interesting. The wrongful death lawsuit by Christine Rodas says her husband was driving at 55 miles per hour. Not at unsafe speeds, as law enforcement investigators determined before it crashed last year. Roger Rodas was driving a 2005 Porsche Carrera GT capable of more than 200 miles per hour, but his wife's lawsuit says the vehicle lacked a proper crash cage and safety features in the gas tank that would have saved both men's lives. So, interesting.
I'd be interested to see how it falls out.
That vehicle had an internal memo when they were selling it in the Porsche dealerships that they would actually say that if you take this out for a test drive, make sure that the road had no reflector bumps on it. They actually mentioned even if you hit something as small as a can of beer that somebody had thrown out on the road, you could lose control of the vehicle because it was that powerful. Yes,
that's interesting.
But the crash cage
if you're going
thing,
at a high speed,
that crash cage thing, that is where I think that might hold a little water. If it's a vehicle designed for speed and performance, it's got to have that allowance.
We will see. A planned Lady Gaga concert in Dubai in September will be censored to respect cultural traditions, the United Arab Emirates Daily Gulf News reported. Lady Gaga, who is known for her outrageous stunts and provocative costumes, canceled a concert in Indonesia. Outrageous.
Oh, she's so outrageous.
She canceled a concert in Indonesia in 2012 because of security concerns over objections by Islamic groups about her style. The Gulf News quoted Marco Rios, the chairman and CEO of AMI Live, one of 3 firms involved in bringing Gaga to Dubai, as saying, quote, "There will be some edits for Dubai. It cannot be the full show." I don't know why I'm giving him an accent.
I like it.
But I am.
It's nice.
Because it wouldn't be allowed. So it's a special show for Dubai and for the culture. This just in, for the Dubai show, Lady Gaga will be wearing a meat burqa.
Meat burqa.
Hey, just
and
in town,
we have a name for the show.
Just in town last night, Lady Gaga in D.C.
Lady Gaga.
I think she's very talented. I don't know. But she is outrageous.
Well, she's outrageous, and don't get her on an elevator with Jay-Z. Fox's TV lineup for the upcoming TV season will include a high-profile Batman show called Gotham.
You know what? Is
yes.
the show high profile or is Batman high profile? Because Batman shouldn't be high profile.
I know.
He should really sort of be in the shadows and stuff.
Very true.
Yeah.
But here we go. Batman. Ooh, way
No, but
way
the
to
trailer,
take another risk.
The trailer looks great because it actually looks, it's a prequel almost because it looks at the life of Commissioner Gordon.
Every now and then, I just want to go, shut up, Oscar. Shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up.
Speaking of Fox, did anyone watch 24 last night?
No.
Mike?
Nope.
Time to get back in. It's
really?
great. It's
too late.
Great. No, it's not too. And I think you can probably watch it on demand as well. Oh, and also Rosemary's Baby episode 1 is on demand for NBC, and you can catch up because the conclusion is on Thursday.
I can get that on Hulu.
Yes, you
Hulu
can.
Plus. All right. Well, anyway, the show is called Gotham. The network scales back on airtime for its aging American Idol series. Oscar, I just think when they have these old, Batman. How many times do you go to the well with Batman?
I liken it to Dick Tracy, right? I didn't know anything about Dick Tracy, and when I was a kid and that movie came out, I was like, this is pretty damn cool. It was a lot of fun. A lot of fun to watch.
It'll be good.
It'll probably be a rating smash.
I think there's also another prequel coming out about a young disc jockey. It's called Glastonbury.
Oh, incidentally, I think they canceled the Carrie high school show. For
really?
Candace Bushnell's show about high school.
Did it ever air?
It aired. Shannon watches it all the time.
Yeah, but they didn't have a character named Mike O'Mara, and that would have been a key to the rating success.
Oh, sorry.
The doughy little class clown that makes everybody leave and never, makes everybody laugh and can never get laid.
Well, they were going to try and cast Rich Little, but he was too old for the part.
Everybody that little Carrie dates, and I've watched 2 or 3 or 7 episodes.
Yes, all of
them. They all look like Rob Pattinson, like from Twilight.
Is that how everyone looked like when you were in high school, Mike?
Oh, everybody was
brooding.
Yeah, everybody was pretty. Yeah. Everybody had circles on their eyes and had zits. American Idol, the singing contest, now 13 years old and dragging on ratings for the network, will start the season at 2 nights a week during the audition phase. But according to Broadcast Entertainment Chairman Kevin Riley, it's quite likely it'll end up being a 2-hour show on one night through most of its run. Anyway, they're getting ready to sort of phase out American Idol.
I think it's time. I think it's time.
Say hello to my little house. The Scarface home went on the market last week at the low price of, are you ready?
Oh, ready.
$35 million.
They'll take 38. God. They'll take 34.8 in cash.
It's 10,000 square feet. It contains 4 bedrooms, 9 bathrooms, a bitchin' pool, and surprisingly, great views of the Pacific.
You know what? I thought that for some reason, I thought it was in Miami. I mean,
right.
Of course. Like I always thought
the
it
house
was in
is
Miami.
not located in Miami, but it is in Montecito, California, because the movies lie to you.
Oh, wow.
It's all about showbiz. Does it come with copious amounts of blow?
And since it's on the West Coast, I will now read the last part of this story
Please.
in the voice of Robert Evans.
Oh, good.
There's also a Byzantine-style alcove and at least one ceiling painted with 24-karat gold leaf. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Is it fabulous?
It's fab.
Montecito.
All I know is when you get into this mansion for $35 million, you see the view of the Pacific. Spectacular. Christ Bearer, I know you know about him, Mr. Santana. He is finally breaking his silence about why he cut off his penis before jumping out a window, telling TMZ it was depression over not being able to see his daughters that drove him to commit the insane act. Oh, and he also got his penis back. Isn't that wonderful? Huh?
Is that a happy ending, I guess?
Oh, wow. I didn't know they were able to reattach it.
CB, as he's sometimes called, part of the Wu-Tang affiliate Killer Bees, tells TMZ that last month was a rough one for him. He says he was feeling super alone, unable to see his two daughters, and because of restraining orders and a third child on the way, CB tells us he started to smoke weed and read a book about monks and vasectomies.
Nice.
Oh,
Ready when you are,
God.
CB.
CB says it felt like his world was collapsing, and with the thoughts of the kids and vasectomies in his head, he decided to take matters into his own hands. Clearly, it didn't turn out well. There was a happy ending. CB says plastic surgeons were able to reattach his manhood, and he has regained full functionality, though he might not be able to have kids. So mission accomplished.
You know what's really sad, Mike, is the reattachment was a success, but they reattached it to his cheek.
Yay!
Some bad weed.
And now a little something. 31-year-old Patrick Ruffner of Gonzales, Louisiana, was driving on Saturday when another driver plowed into him, then fled the scene. So Patrick called 911 to report a hit and run. The state police told him to head over to their offices to fill out a crash report. So Patrick drove over there, and the only problem was Patrick was drunk.
Oh, no, Patrick.
Yes, Patrick. Oh, my God. When he got there about 45 minutes later, got out of his SUV. State troopers smelled booze on him, gave him a sobriety test. He failed, was arrested. He's been charged with the DUI and with driving on a suspended license. There's no word if the police have tracked down the person who hit Patrick. That person is rumored.
Yes.
Let me try it again.
Yeah, one more from the top.
Hi, I'm Mike O'Mara, Broadcast 101, How to Read a Kicker. There's no word if the police have tracked down the person who hit Patrick.
Really?
That person... Let me start again. Hold on.
Here we go.
He's been charged with a DUI and with driving on a suspended license. There's no word if the police have tracked down the person who hit Patrick. That person is rumored to be living somewhere in Patrick's mind. Jesus Christ. Oh, my God. We'll take a break. Come back with the audio vault on the Mike O'Mara Show right here on Ray Ballman. Welcome back to the show. Well, we want to thank Encore Insurance Services again for their continued and loyal support to the Mike O'Mara Show. And I'd like to ask you a personal favor. We do this once in a while for our friends at Encore because they mean a tremendous amount to us. We'd like you to call today. Everybody in the Mike O'Mara listening audience that hasn't gotten a life insurance quote from Encore Insurance Services, do me a favor. If you are even considering getting life insurance or you know a friend who is, call Encore at 866-347-5748 to chat and to get a free life insurance quote. No salesman will call on you. It is absolutely free. You can also do it at smartterm.com on your computer. You will find the license, disclaimer, and quality customer service right there at smartterm.com. Encore Insurance Services, LLC. Stop paying too much for life insurance. Protect your family the smart way at smartterm.com or give them a call to get a free, no obligation life insurance quote at 866-347-5748. 5748. Without further ado, let's get to it. Tuesday, May 13, 2014. Here is the Audio Vault with Mr. Rob Spiewak.
Mike, when you were spinning country tunes, did you ever play Leroy Van Dyke?
Hey, well, all right, sir. Here we go there.
Yep.
What are they going to give for?
Classic country record, The Auctioneer. And
I
it's
love it. Hey,
and it kind of lets you realize there is a certain rhythm and cadence to the really good auctioneers. That's why I wanted to play this for you. This is my favorite thing today. There's a guy in Saskatchewan. He has a livestock auction. His name is Rhett Parks. He's a very, very well-known auctioneer. He's got that rhythm. And if you doubt that he has the rhythm, watch what happens. They take a tape of him auctioning, and they drop in a rap beat. Check this out.
On the first cow here, who's got 55?
And this is just video of him pulled from another source. He didn't know this was going to be turned into a rap record.
Now, was the siren pulled
No,
too?
that's from Wisconsin Avenue.
Okay, very good.
Sold your way, 60.5. 21, Andy Rock, 21, Rockstar, 21.
Rhett Parks, auctioneer. I thought that was pretty cool.
And there's got to be a training course for it because what they do, there are techniques. And I have done thousands of auctions in my career,
but never like that.
I would love to. And when I say thousands, I don't think it's thousands.
I think probably like at least 50. At least 50.
At least 50. Thank you. I have done 10 million auctions.
10
okay, maybe 10.
zillion.
No, I've done 20 or so. And it's really, I'm always fascinated because when I do it, they get people like us to come out and do our little patter and, cajole the people into doing it. But I always wanted to do just a purely traditional auction with that way. But
I love it. I love it. I think it's very cool. And I love to hear an auctioneer go. There used to be an auction house in the Zit that crumbled, literally crumbled, and it was fun. I've been out there a couple Saturday nights. They had a pretty good guy there.
Well, it didn't crumble. They demolished the building. That's what happened. They demolished the building it was in.
Mike, emotionally, it crumbled.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
A real quick mention of Donald Sterling. I mentioned yesterday, they hadn't released the entire interview yet, that he badmouthed Magic Johnson.
Yes.
Now, here's the tape of him talking.
I wanted to talk about this today. This is the media loves an easy target now. And look, the guy is so easy pickings. It's just, I don't feel sorry for him because he's making the stupid comments, but man, how easy is this? And boy, Rob, we know how much the media hates an easy story.
Oh my God! Well, I'm all over it, Mike. The thing is they've said his wife, his estranged wife, or he's estranged from her, thinks it might be dementia, which is an interesting angle now.
Or dementia.
What did I say?
Dementia.
You said dementia.
Does that not work?
No,
I think it's
that
dementia.
Doesn't. Dementia.
All right. Well, let me say something else then. His wife says that it might be dementia.
Or dementia.
I get one.
Yeah, start a Facebook page. Here he is bad-mouthing Magic Johnson.
What has he done? Can you tell me? Big Magic Johnson. What has he done?
Yes, he's a business person.
He's got AIDS. Did he do any business? Did he help anybody in South L.A.?
I think
it's just he's got AIDS.
The man's got AIDS.
Listen. Would I be accurate in saying that interview did seem like a man who's losing his buttons a little bit?
It does, and
he's out of it. I don't think anybody's that out of it.
The word that I felt when I watched it, I felt sad. I felt sad about the whole situation.
Yeah, but I think he may have. But also, I go double conspiracy theory where maybe he's pretending to be a female.
Oh, yeah. If you act crazy enough, they'll think
he's
you're crazy.
got AIDS. Yeah, I would counsel him to do that.
Just like Mac.
Maybe tomorrow Donald Sterling's got to come back on the show.
I'd like to have him back on.
Why don't we have him come back on the show tomorrow and prove that he has dementia?
Yeah, but this is what he would have had to have done. He would have had to take like a Jeff peanut butter bar or an actual bottle, take it out a jar, and taking some peanut butter and start just like lathering up his face as he talked to Anderson Cooper.
Mike, if you book Donald Sterling for tomorrow's show, I would love if he had a list of people that were bad role models in life.
Okay. I'll get right on that.
And we close with Dave Letterman. As you know, it was a brutal winter, but it seems like summer is here, ladies and gentlemen.
Talked about this a little bit earlier. How about this weather, ladies and gentlemen? 81 and cloudy, like Donald Sterling. I think you all know this by now. Donald Sterling is the NBA's first openly bigoted owner. The interview with Anderson Cooper was conducted at Donald Sterling's sprawling ranch, the Triple K.
That's your Audio Vault. Have a great Tuesday, everybody.
Thanks a lot. We got to get out of here. For all technical support issues for the Mike O'Mara Show, contact, our man Ponyboy at MikeO'MaraShow.com. All correspondence for the show should be sent to TMOS, P.O. Box 2796, Leesburg, Virginia, 20177. And remember, our official e-voice hotline is open now at 800-440-8167. For Rob Spiewak and Oscar Santana, Mike O'Mara saying so long, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Ciao, ciao.
Wait, don't go. I need to tell you that MikeO'MaraShow.com/Amazon is perfect for all your online shopping needs. Shop the best way. Shop Amazon. And please go through our website, always open at MikeO'MaraShow.com/Amazon.
Welcome to Card Counter. What's the count?
Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.